Russell Brand is in a situation of allegations from literally 10 to 17 years ago, dating back to 2006. That is
2003. Something else came out as well.
okay, bet. So he's in a situation where his channel has gotten demonetized by YouTube. Demonetized meaning he can't make money off of ads anymore. He's in a situation that we in. Subscribe.
Yeah.
But but it's because of some Me Too allegations that came out as far as him, you know, same thing going on with Mel Tucker, him sexually assaulting or harassing some young women back in, from what my report said, from 2006 all the way through 2013. D-Lo said that something come out from 2003, 2 decades ago, 20 years
Right.
ago. And he's in a situation now where he is being canceled by a lot of people and a lot of networks. D-Lo, how do you feel about this Russell Brand situation and YouTube demonetizing his channel?
So the allegations are being taken very seriously, and as well as they should be.
They should.
And obviously, YouTube and other companies are well within their right to, you know, not allow individuals that are doing. I shouldn't say heinous. I don't want to sound like a Law and Order when it first begins,
Mm-hmm.
but it shouldn't perform. You know, it shouldn't allow people that are performing um, illegal acts to benefit off of their platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we're moving closer and closer to the Black Mirror episode with the social credit. Like anything
Mm.
you do can ding you, and you won't be allowed to partake in any social activities or any other one-on-one engagement with individuals across the planet, across the country, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
And it also feels very reminiscent of when Kanye went through the situation that he went through with the various brands that he was involved with
Mm-hmm.
because of some things that he said. Now, again, I'm not saying that these allegations shouldn't be taken seriously, because they very much are serious allegations,
Mm-hmm.
and we here at Too Complex don't condone any type of sexual assault, any type of sexual harassment. However, it is innocent until proven guilty, although as of lately with various situations that we've seen is guilty and proven until proven innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And that is becoming widespread with the cancel culture. They
Mm-hmm.
want to get rid of you before any conviction is ever put on paper. And I have an issue with that,
Mm-hmm.
although I am taking these allegations very seriously.
And I'm with you on that, because YouTube is very much a platform to where you can be yourself. It's a platform to where you can, like me and D-Lo, come on, give your opinions about various topics, and have a platform to speak your truth. Um, I have a problem with him not being charged with anything and being canceled. Now, serious allegations, as D-Lo stated, because it I'm trying to figure out how to say this without, being too edgy. But why does it take so? Why are we talking about stuff that happened 2 decades ago? Now, right? If Because my thing is report at the time, dog. Like, and I understand that it's hard for women to come out and report these things. You're going through something that's traumatizing. You don't know who to talk to sometimes. You don't know how to relay the message. I understand those things. But on the other side of that coin, if you were harassed, if you were assaulted, don't wait 20 years to report it. To me at that point, it doesn't seem credible. That's just to me. And I'm not taking nothing away from these women if in fact they were assaulted. But it's like, bruh, why if you were assaulted by this man in 2003, don't wait until 2023 to report it. To me, that just doesn't make any sense to me. And now this man is being canceled because of a 2-decade old situation that may or may not have happened. And if you can prove that it did happen, I apologize that happened to you. But you waited 20 years to report it. So now I can't. It's going back to the thing that I think about is like crying wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like if this is true and if it's not true, you don't have any evidence to back your claim of this man assaulting you, then it's making it harder for women in the future to get their stories listened to. Like, are you also crying wolf? I don't like the fact that, because I'm and this is me advocating for women who have been assaulted, because there's too many stories that are false now. People are just looking for attention. People are looking for credit. People are looking for that virality. People are looking to get money from people who they claim did something to them. And if this is not true, then you're hurting people in the future. You're hurting women in the future that are actually assaulted, that come out the moment that it happens to them, a la the Conor McGregor situation. Whether it's true or not, she reported the next day because she felt like she was assaulted. But that's literally 24-hour span, not a 20-year span. So like, but she doesn't have the credibility because now they're saying that she ain't right. So it's like, I don't know what to say, bro. I don't want to make it seem like I don't advocate for women, because we definitely do. Here at Two Complex, we definitely advocate for women. We don't want any of these things to happen to y'all. But why wait 2 decades to report? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But to rebuttal that though, I think it is hard for women to come out because of that credibility
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier in the Mel Tucker segment that we did that he's killing his credibility by going back and forth. Russell Brand is a comedian slash actor. So,
Mhm.
a lot of stuff that he says, people may take it at comedic value. So he may go back and forth, but it's like, well, which part are you going to take seriously? It's
Mhm. Yeah, true.
the role that he plays in society with his career. Whereas Mel Tucker, as a coach, you're supposed to take everything he says at face value.
Mhm.
Where Russell Brand, you got to really decipher what he actually means and the stuff that he says
Very
sometimes.
true. Very true.
But along with that credibility piece, when women come out against individuals like a Russell Brand, like Conor McGregor, like a Mel Tucker, so on and so forth, it's really their credibility, which usually is none, compared
True.
to the credibility of the individuals that they're coming out against. And when they come out, they get shamed. They have to deal with that shame of
Yeah.
going through that situation. They have to deal with the shame of individuals not believing them. And then, like you mentioned, individuals that came before them that did not tell the truth and ended up going the opposite way of for damaging the careers of individuals that they were involved with. So I think that stigma, all of that packaged together, lets them hold on to it and say, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to shame myself. I don't want to be shamed by the masses. So I'm just going to keep it to myself. But then one person comes out against that individual as well. It might be 2 years from when it happened. It might be 20 years from when it happened. But all it takes is that one person. And then you have,
A snowball
oh, he
effect.
did that to you. It's a snowball effect. Oh, he did that
Mhm.
to you. It happened to me too. It
Mhm.
happened to me too. So now the credibility begins to build from one individual, and it blossoms into all of these individuals, and
Mhm.
it makes the person that they are going against, it makes the case even stronger for that for the man in this situation. So I mean, I definitely, I I have never, I shouldn't say that. I definitely understand the sexual assault victims. I
Mhm.
know of one individual that lied on some individuals that I were friends with, I was teammates with.
Mhm.
Um, and it was not good. That
Right.
investigation was all over the place. But, you know, for the individuals that it actually does happen, we stand with you.
Mhm.
I understand how Sticks feels about them coming out immediately when it happens, but it's not always that
And I
easy.
understand.
It's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot of
Yeah.
things that we deal with
Yeah.
Not to this magnitude that we don't necessarily come out with until well later down the line. So I can only imagine how
Yeah.
they feel when something like this actually happened to them.
And that's why I do give them benefit of the doubt, because that is something hard to deal with. If you are assaulted in that way, then I know that's hard to deal with. You don't know who to talk to. You don't know where to go. You don't know who will actually believe you or who will listen to you. So I completely understand that 100%. It's just and yeah, I kind of look at it like, just like when you think about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation, when she
Mhm.
was trying to use the Me Too movement to claim that he was assaulting her, he was harassing her, he was the domestic violence allegations were strong there, and the more she spoke, the more she broke her credibility.
Mhm.
The more people that she brought to the stand, the more the ways that she was trying to handle the situation in court, and you could tell she was acting in certain instances. She Every time she answered a question, she looked away from the attorney and looked at the jury. It was like you could tell that she was playing a role there in certain instances, and she was trying to use the Me Too movement to claim that he was harassing her, he was violent to her, when in actuality he wasn't. So it's like that's and she let it build up over a span of years as well, to try to build
Mhm.
more credibility for herself and record more things and show that he was violent and this, that, and the third. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of, like I said, I advocate for women, and I'm not against y'all in the slightest, and I understand the pain and the turmoil y'all go to through in y'all minds, whether or not y'all want to report these things. I understand it. I 100% understand it. But don't take 20 years. Don't wait for the next person to come out and then say me too. That's the I guess that's the movement, I guess, right? But
Mhm.
it's like, why not report it? Why not just report it at the time? I don't know. It's just hard to say, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm scrutinizing these women, because I'm not. If it happened to you, I'm so sorry that it happened to you. He deserves to be punished for it. It just doesn't seem to me credible enough if you wait 20 years to report. And I understand it's hard, but why harbor those feelings for 20 years? Why hold that in for 20 years? You're hurting yourself by holding on to these things, and then the next person that comes into your life, you're scared that they're going to do the same thing to you, and it's an emotional roller coaster for you holding these feelings in. So just tell your story. If he did it, tell it. You know. But
Yeah.
to Delo's point, there are things that we go through as people that, damn, I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to do. So I get it. I do. Don't get me wrong. I do get it. It's just hard to sometimes it's just hard to understand. And I apologize if I'm coming off as insensitive, because I don't want to. But yeah.
No, I don't think you were coming off as insensitive. I was just making sure that both sides of who we are as individuals come out, because I know you feel that way too. Like you understand the hardship that comes with hard situations, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that, well, it was kind of a selfish act. I'll say that,
Mm-hmm.
because you know people don't really watch our whole or listen to our whole segments, and they'll
Mm-hmm.
take a snippet of what we said, and it happens to everybody in the
Yeah.
podcast space. But they'll take snippets of what we say, and then comment something completely not what we intended it to be. So just
Yeah.
felt like it was good to get that out and say no. We understand that space, but anyway, moving on.
For sure. Thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far and you like what you see, there's a video on the screen right here. Make sure you click that and view that. I think you'll love it. Also, there's a subscribe button right here too. Go ahead and hit that. We have a goal of 450 this week, and we're on all your streaming platforms, wherever you find your podcasts.